In a moment that felt both inevitable and historic, Travis Kelce carved his name definitively into the legacy of the Kansas City Chiefs, surpassing the legendary Tony Gonzalez to become the franchise's all-time leader in touchdowns. The milestone was reached on a classic Arrowhead Stadium Sunday against the rival Denver Broncos, where the 36-year-old tight end, defying father time with his enduring athleticism, found the end zone as he has so many times before. This wasn't just another score in a regular season game, it was the crowning achievement of a future Hall of Fame career, a testament to his unparalleled chemistry with quarterback Patrick Mahomes and his dominance as one of the most offensive weapons the sport has ever seen. The record-breaking touchdown cemented Kelce's status not merely as a great player, but as an indelible icon of Chiefs Kingdom, securing his place at the very summit of the franchise's storied history. Amidst the mounting pressure of a frustrating fourth quarter at a roaring mile high, the legendary tight end provided a fleeting moment of brilliance that transcended the game's disappointing outcome. With the familiar, almost telepathic synergy that has defined their partnership, Travis Kelce broke into the secondary, where a perfectly threaded spiral from Patrick Mahomes found him in stride. The 21-yard touchdown connection was a vintage display of their offensive mastery, a sharp, elegant strike that momentarily silenced the hostile crowd and etched his name alone at the pinnacle of the franchise record books. Yet, the celebration of this monumental personal achievement was tinged with the acute bitterness of an eventual team loss, creating a poignant and complex capstone to a historic day for the future Hall of Famer. With that definitive 21-yard reception, Travis Kelce secured his 84th touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs, a staggering number that officially placed him alone in the franchise's record books, a testament to a career of unparalleled consistency and explosive play. However, the historic moment in Denver was marked by a notable absence from the stands. His fiancée, the global pop sensation Taylor Swift, was not there to witness it firsthand, having skipped the road game against the Broncos. This continued a pattern for the superstar this season, who has yet to attend any of Kelce's away games, a reminder of the complex logistics and demanding schedules that define their high-profile relationship, even as they celebrate each other's monumental achievements from afar. The record-breaking moment had been set in motion the previous week, a narrative hanging in the balance after the future Hall of Famer found the end zone against the Washington Commanders in Week 8. That score had brought him even, tying the legendary former Kansas City running back Priest Holmes at 83 touchdowns, a symbolic passing of the torch between eras and positions. For a week, Kelce stood on the precipice of history, sharing the summit with a Chiefs icon, until his fourth-quarter heroics in Denver finally and decisively broke the tie, lifting him to a solitary and monumental peak that now stands as a new benchmark for all who will don the red and gold in the years to come. In a game defined by gritty defense and offensive struggles, where points were a precious commodity and the hostile roar of the Denver crowd threatened to overwhelm them, it was Travis Kelce's historic touchdown that finally broke the dam. His fourth-quarter connection with Patrick Mahomes did more than just etch his name in the record books, it sliced through the tension of the Sunday showdown, single-handedly catapulting the Chiefs from a frustrating dogfight into a hard-earned lead. For a breathtaking moment, the significance of the personal milestone was inseparable from the immediate relief of the scoreboard, as the entire Kansas City sideline erupted, energized by the sudden shift in momentum that their legendary tight end had once again provided. Facing a critical 3rd and 6, with the game hanging in the balance, Patrick Mahomes dropped back and launched a precise spiral to his most trusted weapon, finding Travis Kelce near the 19-yard line. In that instant, what began as a routine chain-moving reception transformed into a legendary moment, as the veteran tight end secured the ball and immediately squared up against safety Talanoa Hufanga. With a powerful combination of savvy and strength, Kelce wrestled past the defender's attempt, not just securing the first down but turning his legs with relentless determination as he carved a path through the remaining space, finally bursting across the goal line to complete the play and forever cement his record-breaking place in Chiefs lore. The moment the football broke the plane of the end zone, a surge of raw, unfiltered emotion erupted from Travis Kelce, who celebrated with a wild, cathartic fervor that was equal parts personal triumph and team relief. This wasn't just about the record, it was about the fight. His hard-earned touchdown had just swung the momentum in a brutal, seesaw battle, finally catapulting Andy Reid's team to a 19-16 lead. With the mile-high crowd momentarily stunned into silence and roughly 10 tense minutes left on the clock, Kelce's roar and fiery gestures were a declaration, a signal that the Chiefs had seized control, and he had been the undeniable engine of the comeback, forging his historic legacy in the white-hot crucible of a critical division game. Yet, the seismic high of his record-shattering touchdown and the temporary lead it provided ultimately curdled into the stark disappointment of a devastating loss. Kelce's night, which had moments earlier peaked with a career-defining individual achievement, ended in the collective frustration of a stunned sideline as the Denver Broncos methodically battled back, stealing a 22-19 victory in the game's dying moments. The win, a statement for their rivals, propelled the Broncos to an impressive 9-2 record, leaving Kelce and the Chiefs to grapple with a bitter paradox, the eternal glory of a personal milestone now serving as a poignant footnote in the immediate sting of a painful divisional defeat. Travis Kelce's historic night, which saw him become the Chiefs' all-time touchdown leader with a spectacular, record-shattering 84th score, was ultimately cast in the somber shadow of a devastating divisional loss. The jubilant celebration that followed his go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter, a moment that had given Andy Reid's team a 19-16 lead, proved to be tragically fleeting. As the final seconds bled from the clock at Mile High, the game, and with it, the taste of victory, was snatched away by Denver kicker Will Lutz, whose 35-yard field goal as time expired sealed a crushing 22-19 win for the Broncos. The outcome leaves Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and the entire Chiefs organization in a sobering position, having fallen to a .500 record of 5-5 and an unfamiliar third place in the AFC West, a stark contrast to the personal glory achieved amidst the team's collective disappointment. The Chiefs returned to action following their bye week, a period of rest that for Travis Kelce became a spotlight of its own as he and his fiancée, pop sensation Taylor Swift, were spotted enjoying a series of highly publicized date nights in New York City, their every move chronicled by buzzing tabloids and social media. Yet, any questions about whether that off-field glamour would distract from on-field focus were resoundingly answered by Kelce's record-shattering performance in Denver, proving that the future Hall of Famer can seamlessly transition from the paparazzi-flashed streets of Manhattan to the gridiron grid of an AFC West showdown, carrying the intensity of a champion back into the fray. Emerging from their bye week, the narrative around the Chiefs was as much about glamour as it was about football, as Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift leaned into their status as a global power couple with a whirlwind tour of New York City's most exclusive haunts. Fresh from being spotted at the esteemed and old-world ambience of Ralph Lauren's Polo Bar one evening, they were chauffeured the very next night to the doors of Zero Bond, the ultra-discreet, private members-only club in Soho, their consecutive date nights creating a media frenzy that stood in stark contrast to the gritty, team-focused environment they would each return to, Swift preparing for her international tour and Kelce re-entering the grind of the NFL season, with his historic but bittersweet performance in Denver awaiting.